Welcome to our video about private accident insurance. This is John. John is 19 years old and makes a traineeship as an industrial clerk. His biggest hobby is skiing. John has a cousin, Peter. Peter works as an insurance agent at Proximus Insurance. John is calling Peter to get an appointment because he wants to know his current insurance coverage. Peter agreed to an appointment with John. John visits his cousin Peter in his insurance agency and asks his cousin what kind of insurance cover he currently has. Peter tells John that accident insurance is not a health insurance because health insurance is responsible for diseases and accident insurance is used for an accident. Before Peter explains the content, he explains to John what an accident insurance is used for. The accident insurance covers the financial risks in case of an accident. By a temporary or permanent physical or mental handicap, it can come to an income penalty because the work power is not more in the same level. Beside the physical or mental handicap, it is possible to have renovation, urgently needed aids, and placing care or in principle the help of a third part. These examples also cause significant additional financial expenses. John explains to his cousin what accident insurance is for and explains the accident attack. Accident means an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly and unintentionally, typically resulting in damage or injury to the body. Now Peter explains to John the difference between statutory accident insurance and private accident insurance. Peter explains the biggest difference is in the service. The statutory accident insurance only protects somebody at work or at the direct way to work and back home. The private accident insurance offers a 24/7 service, no matter where you are, and you can choose the adjustment, the sum insured by yourself. After that, John wants to know what kind of service the private accident insurance offers. As the first fundamental service obtains the disability benefit. A disability exists when the physical or psychological productivity of the body is permanently affected because of an accident. The disability is diagnosed by a doctor 15 months after the accident. The insurance sum should always be the half of the gross income times 100, and it can even be grown more with a progression. John has 4 different opportunities. He can choose no progression, or 225%, 350%, or 500%. Up next, there's the accident annuity. It's an annuity that you get disbursed your whole life, but only if you have a disability percentage of at least 50%. At 90%, the arranged annuity is doubled. When John is physically or psychologically permanently affected because of an accident, at private or at working time, in at least 50%, there is a bridging benefit. For that, the health advantage need to last continuous for minimum 6 months. Afterwards, John can get the agreed service with a medical certificate. Similar to the bridging benefit is the instant benefit. Should a serious accident be present, John would be committed to check how much pertains to him. After that, Peter shows John what he gets in the case of an accidental death. For that, there's also a sum that was arranged at the beginning of the contract. The daily accident benefit is another service that can be arranged. It should balance the income loss. When it comes to a physical or psychological impairment, the daily accident benefit gets paid for the length of the medical treatment, maximum for 1 year starting at the day of the accident. Similar to the daily accident benefit, there's a hospital daily benefit. In that case, an arranged sum will be disbursed for every calendar day at the hospital. This holds for maximum 2 years. Another important service that is often forgotten is the plastic surgery. Should an accident be present where visible traces are left, only a plastic surgery sum of maximum €25,000 is allowed. As the last service, Peter informs John about the rescue costs that are very important for himself as a skier. Should a rescue be necessary after a ski accident, the Proximus insurance will pay maximum €25,000 of the total costs. After Peter has informed John about the different benefits, John is asking himself, is there any situation where he doesn't get benefit from a personal accident insurance? Because John has heard from different cases in his family where the insured person didn't get any benefit in spite of an existing personal accident insurance. But what are the potential reasons that an insurance company is not paying? In fact, there are different kinds of exclusions, but at first you have to distinguish between exclusions for activities and exclusions for injuries. Excluded activities, for example, are taking part in a motor race or being pilot on a plane. Of course, every kind of illegal activity is an exclusion as well. Excluded injuries are a bit more complicated. In general, an injury that is the result of an accident is a covered risk. But if the injury is the reason for an accident or the injury happens on its own, it's a not covered risk. You can explain this best by using an example. On the one hand, you have a car crash. After that, the insured person needs to perform surgery. And now the surgery is the reason for another injury, for example for an infection. The infection is the result of an accident, so it's a covered risk. And on the other hand, you have an appendectomy. The insured person also gets an infection, but this time there is no accident, so it's a not covered risk. In the end, you have to say the definition of an accident must be fulfilled. Now John has all information of the personal accident insurance. In his opinion, a personal accident insurance is very important, and therefore he wants to take out the insurance. But what is important to pay attention for by concluding a contract? In order to conclude an ideal contract, Peter needs different information from John. Peter identifies the insurance demand with this information from John, and moreover he can estimate his risk. Next to the question on his person, he also needs answer to his health, in order to clarify a risk assessment if John is in general insurable. Therefore, it is important that all information from John is correct. As he is in a real good shape, there are no risks in this case. With this information, Peter is able to subscribe an offer for John. John is very happy about this great counseling interview by his cousin Peter. For that reason, John takes out the personal accident insurance with Peter. Thanks for watching PAS videos.